Hello, everybody. I am Indiana Jones and the Upset Tugboat.
Oh, I'm Indiana Jones and the adventure of the sweat-stained shirt. Oh, that's a lot of detail on there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's got the whipping marks on the back.
Oh, yeah, from when I'm whipped. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's another thing I like with the detail. His shoes are very polished, actually. He has polished shoes.
Yeah. So nice and shiny.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep dropping my sword.
I guess I'm the Baron or whatever I said
Oh, yeah.
from a long time before.
And this is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
We don't have old Indiana Jones here. He's too old.
No, we decided to just let him rest. We didn't want to drag him out for another movie.
Yeah. Wake him up from his sleep like the hippies do. But no, it's just us two Temple of Doom guys here.
Yeah, I'm from the first scene of Temple of Doom. He's from the later scene.
Yeah. I whip people and chop them with machete.
And you don't have a gun.
I don't have a gun when I need one.
Yeah, so you can't do the thing you did in the first movie.
Mm-hmm. That's the joke.
Okay, so Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
I guess first on spoilers.
This is the spoiler review.
We're non-spoiling first, now then spoiler review.
Oh, okay. But you just said spoilers.
I said non-spoilers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'll just say, let's see. I don't know. I mean, well, I went into this movie expecting it to be bad, and I got exactly what I expected. So I don't know. I guess this is just another movie. You don't really need to go out and see it. It's nothing special, really.
Yeah, it's as Indiana Jones movie, you definitely don't want to see it, but as a movie, it's kind of like all the other ones. Just as nonsensical, overstuffed plot.
Yeah.
Things don't match up. Like the end.
Yeah, so I don't know, if you want to get out of the sun for 2.5 hours, I guess. Nah, maybe see something else. Maybe see the Mario movie. Twice.
Yeah, I see that one twice. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is another movie in the long tradition of long movies.
For no reason really, because the plot is, well, you saw in the trailers, is evil Nazi guy in the late 60s wants to go back in time with the Dial of Destiny.
So, yeah. I was going to add more, but that's probably spoilers.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't really see the trailer.
Oh.
Actually, I don't really remember much from it, but...
Trying to think, yeah, on the trailer, I don't know what they tell you. Yeah.
Well, no, just first. But yeah, this well, it starts with a adventure with a younger Indiana Jones fighting Nazis in the ending days of World War II.
Mm-hmm.
It lasts about 20 minutes, and it wasn't really about the thing that the movie's about.
What should they sort of do in the other movies? Like the idol doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, but
from the first movie.
Turns out, yeah, they were looking for the Nazis were looking for the Lance Angeles.
Oh yeah, it turned out. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh no, it's so confusing at the beginning because they're both. Oh yeah, they're going for the spear, but they were also talking about the main object as well, weren't they?
It was like, we will find the Lance Angeles, the magical thing which will finally win the war for Hitler because of its super powerful magic stuff.
Magic power.
Also the Dial of Destiny. Okay, yeah. Back to the Lance. It's super powerful. Oh wait, no, it's fake. Oh.
Well, forget about that then. And yeah, we do forget. I forgot about it altogether. And then I think they fight over the Dial of Destiny on top of the train or something stupid like that.
No, I think they were just fighting.
How did the doll? But he grabbed the Doll of Destiny, I think, at some point because he has it and then
Yeah.
he loses it again.
Yeah, he punches Mads Mikkelsen in the train
Yeah,
car,
the
and
sheath.
then he drops it, and the other guy was like, "Oh, I'll take that."
Yeah. But no, it's kind of stupid. No, it has too much plot at the beginning. Like the other Indiana Jones movies do not have this much plot in it. And like for one thing, they're after only one idol. Like at the beginning of the first Indiana Jones, he's just after the gold idol, and that's it. But in this one, he's after the spear, and then all of a sudden there's this other thing that's in there.
Yeah.
That gets muddled and confusing because they stop fighting over the spear, and all of a sudden they're fighting over something new on top of a train that we don't even know what it is.
Were they even fighting over it?
Oh, they're.
Because I think it was just.
Because I think like the Nazi was like, "Give it back to me." Well, yeah, they fought on top of there, and then the other Nazi, Mads, is like, "Give it back to me."
Yeah, but like at that point, they didn't even know what it was that they
Yeah.
had. Like the guy, like his.
But I feel like they
British
just.
companion guy just like grabbed it when the guy dropped it.
But basically they had like within the same like adventure scene, though they have one object they're after, then they just forget about it, and then
Yeah.
there's a new object introduced anyway.
Yeah.
Like there's not this much plot in the other Indiana Jones movies.
A lot, yeah. That's sort of like, yeah. This is really overstuffed with a lot of plot points that get dropped halfway through
Yeah,
the
and
movie.
and they know that it's like the plot that these plot points are introduced just for like having a bad guy for that scene, I guess, and
Yeah.
then that plot is just dropped right then.
Yeah. To just, I guess, try to justify them going from one place to another, or doing an action scene, and
But they did that in the other Indiana Jones movies. They went to other places. They didn't overstuff their plot.
yeah, but like it was sort of just like a quick action scene, then on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Like it was better paced.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they were all 2 hours.
Yeah, like this one.
I forget what the last one was, the skull one, but all the non-skull ones are 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got pacing issues. The action scenes go on way too long, and that's all CGI, so it's
So yeah, no stunts or anything.
long and really kind of boring. Like we saw this yesterday, and I can barely remember anything about
Any
it.
of the plot points, yeah, there's just so many of it, much of it too. Because yeah, basically, how much of the plot are we doing now? Then, how much are we going to talk about the beginning for non-spoilers?
I will just say, then after the intro, the long 20-minute intro scene of young Indiana Jones, or younger Indiana Jones, he's now an old, decrepit, aging,
Still Professor.
angry guy yelling at the kids to turn their music down.
Yeah.
And he's at his school. I guess he got kicked out of his college or something. He was at some other school, and he's teaching kids that don't care about history.
Mm-hmm.
And then Phoebe Waller-Bridge appears
Yeah.
and takes him on a long and boring and kind of
She,
pointless adventure.
Yeah, wheels his wheelchair around for him.
Yeah.
She's the wheelchair bearer, I think, of this movie.
Well, her and the short round stand-in.
Oh yeah, yeah. They do this with some of the movies too, like The Expendables, the third one. It was all old guys, but then they brought in a bunch of young people who actually did the running around and shooting.
Yeah.
to mention The Expendables 3.
And
And yeah, they did it in other movies too, like there'd be other movies where they, like Rambo, I think, also did that too. The fourth Rambo from 2006, they had young mercenary group, while
Oh, yeah.
Rambo just stood with his shirt on, shooting with a big machine gun.
well, didn't he like take out all the guys? Like all the young guys were taken out by the Viet Cong or whoever they were.
Oh, they weren't good enough. Yeah, no, they didn't figure out. You just have to stand on top, just be by a big machine gun and shoot
Yeah.
everyone.
Just like get a big machine gun.
Yeah, well, that's how the First World War worked, I guess, and it was super
Exactly.
effective.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I guess that's.
Which I was also in.
Oh yeah, First World War.
Yeah. Young Indiana Jones has at least one episode in there, and
Oh.
actually I think there's probably a few. But
Oh.
yeah, my guess, if he's about 35 during Temple of Doom, which takes place in like 34, 35. He was probably born in 1900, so he'd be like, he'd be a teenager during the war, so he would
Yeah.
probably fake his age.
Hmm.
Probably
Okay.
what they did. That's just a guess of how old he is. Indiana Jones, yeah, because he would probably be as old as Harrison Ford in the late 60s, I think.
Yeah, probably.
We don't see. We get one reference to astronauts, but nothing about the moon
Yeah.
landing. Oh yeah, but the Nazi keeps mentioning that he's the reason why they got to the moon.
Yeah, because of the Project Paperclip.
Yeah. Make use of useful people, I guess, even if they're evil, but you just
Oh.
use them. And then they betray you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, I guess in some other movies you'd introduce. Is this spoilers yet, or
I would just say.
we're moving on with the plot anyway? I think.
Yeah, so I'll just say, nah, there's no point. I wouldn't bother going to see it.
It's some fun noise, I guess, but that's about it. You'll probably get annoyed if you're really a fan of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, if you like Indiana Jones, you'll hate it. If you're not, and just looking for something to take your kids to, don't bother with this because it's very long. It's not going to hold your kids' interest,
Nope.
and yeah, no, I give it thumbs down.
I don't know. Well, see, like we didn't get into spoilers. Mine might be a thumbs up because of the end.
Okay, so yeah.
All right, then thumbs up
Spoiler.
with no explanation.
Okay, and now spoilers. Spoiler time. Go.
Well, we were just going through the plot here.
Yeah.
And now I forgot where I was.
Let's see. Old man Indiana Jones meets up with Phoebe Waller-Bridge to get his half of the Dial of Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
But then it turns out she betrays him, and she's actually getting it for money or something. And
Yeah.
and then
Oh, yeah. That's more just nonsense plot stuff. Yeah.
yeah. Now here we're setting up a whole bunch of plot lines that we're going to drop.
Yeah, because there's really no resolution to like that. Like,
Yeah.
there's no need for the conflict between the two of them. There's no real conflict either.
No.
But yeah, so like this other Nazi guy, he wants the Dial of Destiny to win World War II. There was a point I had, but then I
Wants to go back in time to become the new Hitler because he thought the way Hitler did World War II was wrong, so he's going to kill Hitler and become the better Hitler. With what? I mean, if you had access to time travel, why would you even bother with like World War II or things like
Yeah.
that? Like even because, okay, yeah, spoiler. Turns out it goes back to the siege of Syracuse, like 2,000 years ago. Like if you like went to 2,000 years ago with the knowledge of today, or even from like 1930 or 1960 or whatever, like you would essentially have the power of a god.
yeah.
They would see it, and you could like rule over everything.
Yeah.
Or you could like change time, or even like go back even further, or wherever these time fissures go to, and just like you can do a lot more than just like win World War II.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. But yeah, so then, yeah, and there's like this plot line too where I think Indiana Jones is thought to have murdered somebody.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so Mikkelsen's sort of like working with the government and the CIA is sort of helping him at the beginning with that one CIA woman. But that's like another thing of like this weird like extra plot stuff. I understand in some movies it's shocking when you like introduce a character. It's like, oh, she's going to be with us the entire time. Then you kill her. That's shocking. But in this movie, because it was so overstuffed, it just felt like, well, what was the point of her then?
Yeah.
If you just are going to shoot her, like, why does she have so many lines and
Yeah.
everything? In an overstuffed. If this movie was, yeah, because it's already overstuffed. So like that's the obvious stuff to cut out would be most of her character.
Yeah.
because it's weird.
Yeah, and they have like him being framed for murder.
Yeah.
Because like the Nazi guys, his henchmen, they go to his school and like look through his files and stuff, and then this other teacher or whatever comes in and is like, who are you? And they were like, we're Nazi bad guys. He's like runs away and gets shot in the back.
Yeah.
And then this other guy
What's
just
going
walks
on
in.
here?
It was going on here. Bam, he's dead too.
Yeah.
I was almost expecting for like another guy to just like walk in and was like, hey, what's going on?
Just
Bam.
keep shooting
And
people
it
as
was-
they come in. Yeah.
and like it was like everyone, just like tons more and more people.
Yeah, and then there's
getting
just
shot.
like a huge pile of like 20 people, and then he turns to the CIA operative and says, "No witnesses," and leaves a room full of bodies.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's the weird thing that happens in movies all the time. It's like they kill someone so there's not a witness, but usually in the movie as well, that's the thing that brings the investigation up.
Yeah.
That brings them down. Like, it's usually better for. Like, what they should have done was probably just, like, walk away or something, and then she would have forgotten about them altogether.
Well, they could have just said like, oh, hey, we're actually with the FBI, or we're with the CIA or FBI or something, and say
But-
we need to find Dr. Jones.
As soon as you shoot her, then everyone's asking questions about
Yeah.
everything, and everyone's looking into everything.
Like that could have been easily like deflected. Or,
Yeah.
But no,
now,
wait.
I understand that makes you want to hate the bad guys,
Yeah, 'cause
but,
they
like...
have to show the bad guys are bad.
But that's the thing where it's like, but you're not really thinking through your plot then, and you're just sort of doing it for the sake of, now we have to show the bad guys are bad.
it also makes it look stupid too.
But yeah, and then it just ends up them making look stupid instead of like sinister.
Yeah. And
Yeah, this is all like very modern day problems it has of modern day movies. Like it's sharing the same problems as all the other modern day movies.
yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
it's not directed by Spielberg. It's directed by a modern movie maker who did Logan, which is a movie I like, but it's also too long.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure you could have cut out that family entirely and
Yes.
still have had the exact same themes.
Yeah, or the third act. Like,
Yeah.
really gets kind of dumb.
For Logan, yeah.
Well, yeah, that and Indiana Jones.
Oh, I was talking about Logan
is-
they could have cut out that. Oh, and and then they give Indiana Jones his own family as well. And
Yeah.
But yeah, so they
Now, Phoebe Waller-Bridge betrays Indiana Jones and like locks him in the room with the Nazi assassins and CIA agents.
yeah.
Because turns out she wanted the Dial of Destiny for. Why I said this already. She did archaeology for money. And
So
it turns out he only has like one half.
she does like him though, doesn't she?
No, I don't know.
Because I'm wondering because like after she traps him and they start, well, I don't know, because like they have a past, but she traps him, but it seemed like did she want to murder him? She didn't seem to hate him as much as wanting to murder him.
I mean, that wasn't really well established. But yeah, then he gets away by knocking over all these shelves full of priceless artifacts.
Oh yeah, like what?
Irreplaceable artifacts.
Yeah, he's like big on he's inconsistent on I guess what he feels about preservation, I suppose.
And but then he gets captured. Oh, no, he does get captured. Yeah, no, then they take him to like the car, and then he tries to. Oh no! He sees the bodies of his dead friends,
Yeah.
and like there was just like a moment of like.
And you know, if he didn't kill them, he probably would have not known where they were,
Yeah,
or that they were after him.
but then he tries to call the police, but the Nazis capture him before he can. Like he calls them. He's like, "Hey, oh no, there's dead people here. There's Nazis trying to kill me. Get the police over here now." But then like you stick a gun in his face, like hang up the phone. Yeah, so he was unable to complete the call. So I guess that means the 911 can't do anything because they didn't complete the call.
Did he say where they were?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the thing.
So they should probably they might go there.
Yeah, because the police never showed up.
Yeah.
Like he tries like twice to get the police, but like them, and then outside with like the guy on the horse, who didn't like. He was saying, "Oh, there's guys, there's Nazis coming after me. Help me!" And he was like, "Eh, what? Go away."
Yeah, it was.
All right, that's it. Give me your horse. Yeah.
Yeah, then he steals the horse.
Yeah.
And they ride on the horse.
Yeah, he runs through the crowd on a horse, because this is during the Moon Days parade celebration.
Yeah.
And then he goes into the subway with the horse, and the guy goes in the subway with a motorcycle for just down the stairs.
Yeah.
Like he rides down the stairs and then just stops and gets off.
Yeah, no, it's they went to the subway with the horses.
Oh, and he like runs down the subway with the horse.
And everyone's confused.
And then there's
horses don't belong down here, only trains.
Yeah, subway's faster.
Train tracks are for
no ticket.
Yeah, no ticket.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think he said they missed a no ticket joke.
Yeah, and because the one train was coming up in front of him, so he jumps to the other track because there was a hole conveniently there that just appeared for him. And then, but then, oh no, another train comes up behind him. Whoa! But of course, then he just like jumps out of the way.
Oh, and then he's safe.
And then he gets in the subway car just before the Nazis come get him. The doors close on the train, and that means there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, when the door closes.
That's it. You have to let it go.
Can't shoot them.
Can't pull out a gun and shoot through the glass.
Even though you did it so easy. Even though you're quick to shoot people anyway.
Yeah.
And then they go off somewhere else, I guess.
Yeah, then they go to Tahiti or somewhere. Where was it? Or somewhere. Forget where they went. Like some.
Did they go to Greece yet, or when did they go to Greece?
This is just for the chase with the tuk-tuks.
Oh, okay.
The little cars.
Yeah. Another chase. I don't remember that. There's a lot of nonsense action scenes too.
Oh wait, no, he meets because he called the police on these guys, tried to kill him, and he tried to get the police to help him get away from the Nazis. He is now framed for murder.
Yeah. Doesn't really come into anything, really.
Because why? Yeah, like it's never mentioned again after that.
I think there's one guy's like, hey, you murdered the person, and that's the only time it really means anything.
Yeah. But he gets punched in the face by Sulla.
Oh yeah, that's right. It doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, that's right. Because Sulla just pops up.
That's another plot point just dropped. He being framed for murder.
Yeah, and then Sulla wants to. Oh yeah, he was. I guess he moved over from Egypt.
Yeah.
And I guess Indiana Jones vouched for him.
Yeah, during the war, Indiana Jones brought him over to New York.
And then he's a cab driver now. Yeah.
And
then he takes him to the airport and he says, "Can I come too?" And Indiana Jones is like, "I'm already too old for this. Phoebe's already pushing me around. She can't push two guys around in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So you gotta stay here, old man." And the actor was probably like, "Oh, thank goodness, I actually don't want to have to go over to. I want to stay here at home in Los Angeles."
Yeah. So then he meets up with Phoebe Waller at some hotel that is controlled by a big mafia guy. I can't remember where. Middle Eastern mafia guy, I think it was.
Oh yeah.
It was like somewhere in India maybe or something. I can't remember.
I can't remember actually. No, it's just so much. Yeah, because then they just go and do another chase in another location that's very similar to where they were before.
Was engaged to him and then decided then ran away. So he had to come back and bring her back, and so that's why he's involved for this chase.
Yeah.
Because.
And then what happens to him? He just gets dropped too, or something.
Yeah, again, another dropped plot point.
He's like,
never mentioned again after this scene.
Cause I don't even remember. I think do they just like shoot in the air and the guy runs off or something? I didn't.
He chases them into an alley and his car is too big for the
Oh yeah, no, that's where it
Yeah.
stops. Yeah, when
Yeah.
the car gets trapped in the alley, and then he's done for the movie.
Yeah, that's it to him. And
And
then
then they go to Greece, or they do more stuff.
oh
to go
yeah,
to Greece at some point.
then they go and meet Antonio Banderas.
Oh, the whole Antonio Banderas thing, yes.
Yeah.
Where it seems like he's supposed to be an important character, but he has barely any screen time in
'Cause-
it.
Yeah, he actually was supposed to be like in one of the earlier stories, like this years ago, when I guess pre-COVID or whatever, when they were writing for Indiana Jones, he was actually the villain, or supposed to be the villain for the movie, and he would like get the Antikythera device, and he would and like Stonehenge was involved in all that. So
Man.
it was actually a very different movie. But yeah, this movie was like very heavily rewritten and reshot. So I think that's why most of these scenes are kind of disjointed and why all these plot points are dropped. And
Well, I don't know. Because you've seen this in all the Star Wars movies too, like the overstuffedness of these plots. And yeah, I wonder. There's something going on here. Maybe it's the new directors are different now. The studio's probably picked
Yeah.
people who are different from the Spielberg.
yeah, what were we saying about like the writers today? Blurred.
Oh well, I was talking about and we mentioned this in our review of the movie, The Flash, the call to adventure stuff. Like that's in everyone knows that you have to reject the call to adventure because that's what James Campbell said in his monomyth, and then all the screenwriters wrote books based on the monomyth, and now everyone has to follow this exact formula, otherwise your story isn't really a story, it's fake.
Yeah.
And so now everyone has to put in all these different like touchstones that don't really matter or need to be in your movie, like rejecting a call. Like in The Flash, like Batman for no reason says no when he seems to be perfectly set up to go ahead and help him, and even eager. He seems actually kind of like bored and ready for something to do.
Yeah.
But because of plot conventions, they put in a false conflict of, oh, I have to reject the call because Joseph Campbell told me to. And then all the screenwriters, they all grew up on those and all the scam books, I guess. How to write a screenplay.
Where were we? Antonio Banderas.
And so, and because like he's like a character that seems to be like on the level of like Sala in the first movie.
Yeah.
And Sala's in it for an entire act. He's like in there for all of Egypt for like 40 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
And Antonio is probably like 5 or 10 minutes actually,
Yeah.
like something ridiculously short.
Like a really quick cameo.
Yeah, it's more or less a cameo actually.
Yeah, but they have to, because they discovered the other half is in the other half of the.
Oh yeah,
sunken
it's in a sunken Roman ship.
Roman ship that took it from Syracuse. And and did they ever like say why this ship was shipwrecked? Because I can't remember if they said why it split in two or not.
Oh yeah, I don't know. That's another thing they just sort of glossed over because they didn't care.
Yeah.
Or it's real what they do care about and don't.
Because it seems like that'd be like a good opportunity to have like a sea monster or something come out and fight Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, instead we get like skeletons underwater, which like I'm pretty sure, at least I learned from Titanic, like bodies are supposed to be eaten up pretty quickly by the ocean.
Yeah, no, so we got like a swarm of eels
Yeah.
that look like snakes. Because Indiana Jones is afraid of
Like,
snakes.
I'm not even
remember?
sure that ship would be there either.
Yeah, probably not. Like all the wood probably like rotted
Yeah.
away, right?
And the eels. Yeah, and the eels could have attacked him.
Yeah.
Something could have happened.
Yeah, well, like there was like a big swarm of eels that came all around him.
Yeah.
And then Phoebe Waller-Bridge just abandoned him
Yeah.
again.
So I'm old. You're supposed to take care of me.
Yeah. Like,
Can I have soup?
why are you letting him dive down to hundreds of miles under the ocean?
Yeah, why is he diving down there?
In the 1960s.
And that old man, yeah.
submarine suit, scuba diving suit.
I think Antonio Banderas basically says you're going to get the bends anyway.
Yeah. For 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You can only dive down for 3 minutes, or else you get the bends.
Yeah.
What are the bends?
They
didn't say.
It's air bubbles and
Yeah, I know. It's like nitrogen builds up
Yeah.
and air bubbles in your lungs and makes you explode if you resurface too fast.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people know what that is, so I don't know.
Yeah, they could have explained it.
Could
I
have like
guess.
just a quick explanation of that, but whatever. There was like an opportunity for like education or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was I talking about? Then the Nazis find them in the middle of the sea somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kill everybody, except for the main characters, plus the short round stand-in.
And Antonio Banderas for some reason.
Oh yeah, and then Antonio Banderas gets killed too.
But later on, he gets to be captured for a bit.
Yeah, and then they blow up his ship.
Yeah. They run off.
And steal the Nazi ship.
Yeah.
And like Footballer is like, yeah, I'm so awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
and he's like, my friend just died. Okay, next thing.
Yeah, he forgets about pretty quickly himself, actually, yeah.
Yeah, and we discover there's the device, the plate they need. But it's not the other half that was underneath there. There's this weird plate that you need to set on fire to reveal another plate underneath it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which does something.
Yeah, no, more just like MacGuffin stuff, and then they're
Oh no,
off.
it's another map.
Yeah, they
Like
go to
the first map was a map to a map, and this is a map to another map.
they go to the era Dionysus.
And then yeah,
I wonder if they actually were probably looking at Google Earth like I was too, actually, when they were writing the script.
probably.
Because yeah, I too am writing stuff, and I discovered like the Eye of the Ear of Dionysus just tooling around Google Earth around Syracuse.
Yeah. And then we, yeah. Then I think this is the first temple we go to in the whole movie.
Yeah,
Or I guess was it temple? Well, technically temple, yeah. Because
it has traps and stuff.
because the kid is like, wait a minute, why are we still doing this? Why are we doing this to find history and stuff? Aren't we supposed to be doing archaeology for money? And she's like, yeah, we're still doing it for money, but let's just keep doing it. But the kid's like, okay, hey, if there's no money in it, I don't want to do it. So he like,
Well,
he
well, yeah, there is actually money, but you have to spend hours writing grant requests and
Which is
filing paperwork,
probably is actually more money in like discovering new things.
and actually like getting a
'Cause-
degree and then going out on the trips. Yeah.
Well, not even necessarily need a degree, you just have to discover it, because then you can do like convention.
Well, maybe in the
talks and
30s,
things.
yeah, but nowadays you can't just take something from a country like that.
And
Like if you went to ancient Egypt and you found like a wrapped cat, they wouldn't let you keep it.
yeah, like those guys who discovered all this Spanish gold.
Yeah.
Like millions and millions of dollars of Spanish gold, and like the Spanish government said, "Hey, you can have like a couple $100. There you go. We'll take all these millions of dollars worth of
Oh
gold."
no! So that actually happened then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just like in other Indiana Jones knockoff, the Drake series or whatever.
Mm.
Nathan Drake,
Oh.
where he always finds this gold, but yeah, in real life it'd just be taken away from him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, actually, they do that in Indiana Jones as well, where the U.S. government just takes the
Like
the what do you call it, the Ark.
arc. Well, in that particular case, I think it was a good idea just to like hide it away somewhere.
Yeah.
Like that's essentially a nuke.
Yeah,
You
if
know?
it's going to melt people, yeah.
Yeah, like you can like just walk into a town center and open it up, and it'll just kill everybody who looks at it. Like that's,
Yeah.
it's like a super powerful thing that you kind of want nobody to have.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so they go into this place and then they have like
No, the
traps.
Kid, the kid. He because he's mad that they're doing it to like further science and history and stuff, so he abandons them.
Oh yeah, no, you can't.
But he just happens to run into the bad guys. Who are just
yeah.
there.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's just eating a cone. He's walking around. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of dumb.
And then so they capture him. Like the big muscle guy captures him.
Yeah, I was waiting the entire movie actually for the big fight.
Yeah. Yeah, because
they actually do a very good job of photographing that big guy because he always looks massive. Like he's probably like the most massive looking guy I've seen in a movie. Like they photograph him properly.
Yeah, and it wasn't CGI.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But anyway, yeah, and so they capture the kid, I guess, and then they go to Syracuse.
Yeah, and then like people are just like, oh no, we have to get my surrogate son back. And like Indiana Jones like, it's okay, don't worry, he's fine, never mind. Let's just go to this ancient temple thing.
Yeah.
Forget the kid. It's okay. They're not gonna hurt him. The evil Nazis who have been murdering people left and right, who just killed your best friend and all these innocent, and all his crew, and all these innocent people. Yeah, they're not gonna hurt him. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So now we're in this ancient temple that they just discovered, like 20 feet away from this tourist thing.
Yeah. Oh, I have something on here. Okay. Yeah, he did this weird thing in that scene. I'm trying to remember, like with the subway trains. It's like he's like playing chicken or something with someone he's running towards them.
Oh.
So I'm thinking you'd always lose playing chicken with a train, I'd think.
Well, yeah.
Because they can't jump out of the way.
They can't stop either.
Yeah. What were you saying anyway?
Now they went and find the temple underneath the tourist trap.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like methane in there.
Killed the Roman skeletons in there.
Yeah.
And they figure out the puzzle.
Yeah, the puzzle was you gotta throw rocks into to this little pond in the middle of it.
Yeah.
That he figured out somehow.
Yeah.
The Romans didn't? Oh, okay.
Well.
And
Well, who built it then, actually? Because he would have been killed when the Romans took it over. So who else other than the Romans, they would have built it so that they'd have easy access to him? I'd assume, actually.
oh yeah, it's a good question. Like, who keeps building these
Or
things?
yeah.
Like who built his tomb?
Magic, probably. You use the fissures to build the tomb. Go back in time and hire someone to build the tomb, and then it'll be ready when you return.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's more like an efficient use of time.
Yeah.
Oh, which you could have, yeah, like it's another thing you can do with time is like set stuff up back in the ancient age. Then you just go back to the future and everything is perfect for you.
Did you ever watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
No.
Oh, okay. Did I already mention to you that they do that there where it's like, oh no, we need a key to get out of the cell. Well, just remember later to put a key behind the rock here. And they go behind the rock. Ah, there it is. And then they have the key.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
They have to remember. Yeah.
That's kind of funny. And yeah.
Well, that's the ultimate reasoning, is that you can basically just set up anything when you have a time device.
Yeah, so
You just have to hope that you're not lazy.
right. You have to remember to do it too.
Yeah.
And so now they find the tomb inside the thing. First they have to run through a tunnel full of CGI centipedes.
Yeah. That's fun.
Just
CG.
cause.
Because they did in Temple of Doom, I guess.
Yeah. Remember Temple of Doom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they.
Well, I guess we're both from Temple of Doom.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all right.
Yeah, you kill people with that shish kebab.
Yeah,
that
I
one
get
guy.
it. I remember I threw the shish kebab thing at
And
the
I
guy.
cut down the bridge with this.
Yeah.
I actually watched that again recently. You can very clearly see, especially if you're watching in HD, the metal line that's there meant to keep to make sure the rope doesn't break while the actor's on it. Yeah, so then they finally get into the tomb anyway, and then Archimedes has the Archimedes
Yeah.
thing plus a watch.
Yeah.
It's
And
like, oh, what's this watch?
because here I thought,
Did he invent that?
well, because there was a scene earlier where the kid steals Indiana's watch, and India's like, "Hey, my father gave me that watch. Give it back."
Mm-hmm.
Like they put an emphasis on this watch, and then they find a watch on the body in the tomb or in this crypt. Or no, that is no, the crypt is the thing in the body holder part of the tomb.
Mm-hmm.
And then there, I was like, oh, are they gonna do a thing which I will get to later? No, they don't. But
No, they don't do interesting things in these movies.
And then the Nazis come in.
Bang, 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 bang,
They start
bang,
shooting
bang, bang,
everywhere.
bang, bang, bang.
Oh, no, wait, no, first the kid gets away, like he tricks the muscle guy into falling into a river in the underground part. And then he, like, does his I don't know, he rolls his lock-picking skill and gets out of the handcuffs, and then handcuffs the guy to a grate under the water. So
Yeah.
he kills the guy. And
I was actually thinking maybe he's coming back because they just sort of cut away. But
Yeah.
no,
I
we don't get to see a big fight with the big guy.
I kept expecting for him to like pop up somewhere
Yeah.
else with like the grate in his
hand, being very
his
angry.
hand,
Yeah, just
really
like
angry,
yeah.
all wet and angry, then fight Indiana Jones. But no, that didn't happen.
Yeah, because he's a huge guy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you would expect him to like rip the grate. Yeah, very easily
Yeah.
actually.
I guess they're running out of time or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well, then why didn't it maybe it made more sense then to lock up the little guy then, or to the grate than the big guy, and the big guy could be the one that Indiana Jones is fighting on the airplane. You know,
Yeah.
so that weird little guy. Oh, he was. Yes, I remember. He's in Logan as well as a bad guy.
Huh?
I remember that now. The Nazi
Oh,
henchman, who's not the
right.
big guy. I remember him being like the CIA guy or something in Logan, who's hunting.
Right, the guy I forgot.
Yeah. I keep thinking he looks a bit like
His-
Brad Pitt to me.
His right hand man henchman.
Yeah.
Mads Mikkelsen's first henchman.
Yeah.
And yeah. So then, yeah, there's a big shootout in the tomb, and then Indiana gets shot in the shoulder, and he starts bleeding out. He's like, "No, leave me, I'm gonna die." And the Phoebe Waller-Bridge is just like leaves him again.
Okay, bye.
And then she just finds the kid,
Oh, kid.
and they all run away. And then the Nazis are like, "We're gonna take you, Indiana Jones, 'cause."
Well, I don't know how detailed do you want it to be. Can we just skip over to then they find themselves in Syracuse in the past?
Well, the important thing is that he's now bleeding out, and they take him to the plane, and they cut back to him bleeding out and show some of the blood like really quick, and then the guy puts together the Dial of Destiny, and it points him towards the big shiny blazing thing in the clouds up ahead of them,
That was something they probably should have seen already. I
which
guess.
yeah, like you couldn't miss it.
Yeah.
Why did they need the Dial
Apparently-
of Destiny to show them? All it did was the little arrows on the thing. They just all what's the word? Rotated around and pointed directly in front of them to the thing they were flying towards in the first place.
Yeah, and I guess time fissures are pretty easy to see in this world too.
Oh, yeah.
So
Like the device, the device itself doesn't actually take you back in time. It just points you to a fissure in the sky that takes you back in time. They could already see.
yeah, and Mads is assuming it's going to take him to 1939.
Assumes for no reason, really.
I don't know why he chose 39 exactly. Like, if he was going to be new Hitler, maybe he should have killed Hitler and then done what he did, and took his rise to power.
He wanted, because he was like, I have been studying all of Hitler's moves, so now I know all the wrong moves he made. Except once you like make one correction, then everything changes now. So everything you learned is now useless.
Yeah.
Like,
That's right. Because if you avoid his first mistake, then he's not going to make that second mistake he made. Yeah.
Like if you go back in time and then don't change your invasion or non-invasion, if you don't move all your troops and tanks out of Sicily before the Allies invade, then the Allies are going to like change their strategy.
Yeah.
And then everything you learned about Hitler after that is completely useless.
And it's not just one thing ever that wins the war either.
Yeah.
Like just that one thing. Wouldn't have, because the Allies, that wouldn't have finished the war. The Allies could have bombed them with an H-bomb or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because like he was also like losing resources and stuff, and like he couldn't keep up fighting the war on all these fronts.
Yeah, that's why I'm not a big history of like alternative history, a fan of alternative history, because it's like there's too many things to think about.
Yeah.
If you change the one thing, because then why would everything else happen if you changed that thing?
Yeah. But anyway, whatever.
Point is, so like I'm assuming everyone else would think going back in time is really stupid for Indiana Jones, and it is, but
Yes.
I wasn't enjoying the movie anyway, so I was happy to see some cool ancient stuff that we haven't.
Yeah.
They haven't some updated ancient stuff because we haven't had ancient movies for a bit.
Yeah, like as silly as it was kind of nice to see it.
Yeah.
As so many.
So I was just enjoying it as like the Siege of Syracuse movie that they should have done instead, probably.
Yeah. Probably would have been cheaper.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we're at Siege of Syracuse. Because turns out the Dial of Destiny only goes to one place. And because Archimedes designed the thing to get people from the future to come back in time and help them in defeating the Romans at Syracuse.
Yeah, and then, so then the Nazis die though there, and then Indiana Jones doesn't die. And then, actually, basically, they don't do anything to help or hinder Archimedes. And then that's basically it. Like, I guess nothing actually happens in that part of the movie, actually.
It's gonna be a letdown for Archimedes.
It's really just
And maybe you're hoping for like future guys with like laser guns and things, and all you get is like a plane full of Nazis and a dying old man.
And that didn't even help.
Yeah. Oh, but you found a watch.
Yeah, and that means nothing though.
Because like the Romans shoot down the Nazi airplane.
Yeah, and then
they crash, and Mads Mikkelsen and his henchmen die.
And Archimedes Archimedes takes watches, I guess.
He just like walks up to their body and steals his watch.
Yeah. Oh, this is a nice watch.
Mine now.
Yeah, and then Indiana Jones is like, well, I'm going to stay here because it's cool here.
Yeah.
And Phoebe's like, no, you're part of a legacy series. We need sequels. Punch. Because main thing is I think Indiana Jones should have stayed. Because he had no real reason. Like the movie said his family's gone. And so like he's not really, no one's really missing him. So like this would be his chance to like become part of history that he has been like archaeologing all this time for.
Yeah, like that would have been
like a fitting ending to Indiana Jones.
See, the cool thing that I thought they were going to do was that Indiana Jones stays back in time, and that was his body in the tomb that they found with that watch.
Yeah.
Like that was his father's watch. But no, they didn't do that. Because that would have been fun. We can't have that Indiana Jones movie.
Well, it also would have been final, which you especially can't have in a franchise.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess are they really gonna make more Indiana Jones with Harrison Ford?
Wouldn't be surprised if they're secretly doing it now. Like that Fast X, which was going to be the last movie, but it's the last trilogy of the Fast series.
Yeah. So he's like dying on the hill, and Archimedes is like, hey, you can help us? Like, no. Also, Give me that back. Give me that Antikythera device back.
Yeah, that's right. No, the other thing with like Phoebe punching out Indiana Jones is that they just sort of skip, like the after part of like, how do they get out of there and what does Archimedes think of all this?
What about the Romans that were invading?
Yeah, like we already know what happens in history, but like you introduced the character though. Like we should probably have a resolution with the character we introduced.
There's no resolution with that. Oh, and he was still. Like they showed him in his workshop building the Antikythera device, but then he learns that building it is completely useless. So why continue building it then?
Yeah. Should we quickly wrap this up and then talk about our thing?
Oh yeah. And yeah, then like there's like a very very quick and abrupt ending where. If he gets punched in the face, he's back in the future. And
that part's abrupt, yeah. And then we go on for like another 10 stupid minutes with his family, new family.
Yeah, like a quick resolution to... Well, actually, there were no resolutions because he's still wanted for murder.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They never cleared that up, I guess.
Nothing has really been resolved.
No.
So, yeah. Then, yeah, that's it.
And, yeah. And I guess Phoebe's the new Indiana... Yeah, I guess Phoebe is the replacement for Mutt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because Mutt died off screen in the war.
And the other thing is, Phoebe's also a replacement for Marion because Marion got to be in the adventure in the last movie, but Indiana Jones apparently is young enough, but not Marion.
Yeah.
The other thing is maybe the actress herself was like, this is kind of...
Yeah, maybe she
I'm
was
kind of old now. This is 12 years later.
I don't want to be running around a movie set.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, she does appear a quick scene at the very end. And yeah, there it is. There's Indiana Jones. Or like just the not fade the black.
Yeah, they don't say.
Yeah. Focus on his hat, and then he grabs the hat at the last second, and.
Yeah, they skip a lot of traditions that they don't that Spielberg and Lucas did. Like, well, first of all, obviously the Paramount symbol forming into a mountain can't be done anymore because Paramount has nothing to do with these.
Yeah.
And traditionally the credits would roll up during Indiana Jones running away or running into the sunset, or we see the Ark being put into the warehouse as the credits go up.
Yeah. And
this one they just cut to black and then they use the Indiana Jones font, I guess, for the titles.
Yeah.
And
drop some ugly text.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So like they don't even have like a lot of like the same things in it too, even though it's supposed to be a nostalgia movie. But I don't know. I didn't mind Phoebe actually. Didn't mind the kid either.
I didn't really care. Kind of just felt nothing watching it.
Yeah, that's usually how I feel with most of these Hollywood movies now. Anyway.
And also noticed, like the theater we were in was actually pretty. They had a pretty decent. There was like a decent audience there. It was almost full, and it was completely silent the whole way through.
Well, it's
not a giggle, not a gasp or anything. Nothing. Completely silent.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, I would give it I would not recommend it if you like Indiana Jones. For myself, I give it a thumbs up because of the Syracuse stuff. We want to talk about the movie though, so I'm going to just. What's your recommendation?
Yeah, don't bother.
Don't bother at all.
Maybe like stay in, watch some Netflix or something.
Watch
the old Indiana Jones.
Much easier. But yeah, so we had.
Right, smart thing.
We had an idea. We had a time traveling idea too with Archimedes.
Yeah, because we are actually script writers.
Yeah, we sold 5 scripts to Steven Spielberg's third cousin. I think he said he was.
Third? I thought it was like the 5th.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Well, we're still waiting for the money.
Yeah. I made sure to give him all my bank information and all my personal information, all that. So I'm sure we're going to get the money soon.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, we wrote, or we are writing a script, something similar to this, We actually started writing before the movie came out.
Well, it's similar in terms of Archimedes was going to be sort of like the linchpin to the thing, and the siege of Syracuse, but it would have been used a lot more too, though. Like the climax would have been
Right. Yeah.
with it, we would have like a whole lot of things. Okay, well, basically, the movie itself would be in a time travel thing with time cops, basically, and we'd hop to a whole bunch of different times as well and have fun with other people.
Yeah.
So it'd be so instead of like Indiana Jones travels to different countries, we'll be traveling to different times throughout the movie. And then so like the arc and well, I guess the idea is the bad guys are the Dondonians
The Denisovians.
who
They were like around during the Neolithic, during like the Neanderthals and the other kinds of pre-human humans, but they just sort of disappeared.
and then so we
I
find
thought
out
it'd be like a cool idea. Like, what if they were like, some of them were, they destroyed themselves through some sort of time shenanigans, and now they're trying to reverse what they did and make the Denisovians the dominant species of the Earth instead of the humans.
that's right. And so the time cops are fighting against them to prevent that. And so, but basically we had it that it was Archimedes, or the one who discovered time travel.
Yeah.
But like not through this, not just like in Indiana Jones they just say math.
Yeah, not like some stupid time fissure.
Yeah. But with ours we were thinking, well, we were sort of going to open up a portal or fissure or something. But the idea was that we were going to math, well, all the different sciences like math and music and everything were all sort of put together at that time. So they used math a lot to explore music. And I would think, and music is vibrations too. It could even be mathematical vibrations, I guess. You measure the vibrations, calling by notes. And anyway, so we would sort of go in that direction of the secret to time travel would be vibrations, basically.
Yeah.
Like we'd have a bit more of a hook. We'd explain slightly more how it would work. And use, because I feel like here they didn't really use much of a hook with it. It was just, it shows you where the fissure is. That was basically it at the end.
Yeah. Just points to a big bright light in the sky.
And they don't really do much with it at all.
No.
And and we were going to do stuff with it though, you know.
Yeah, we had like time mechanics and stuff.
Yeah,
My thing was like the people of like the different countries all people from different countries all learned time travel like independently. So each country was trying to use this to go back in time and make them their country, like the superpower of the world or something. And like all the countries were doing the same thing together, so they kept like screwing up everybody's history and all that. So at some point they decided this needs to stop, so they created like a time treaty, or like a temporal treaty or something, where no one is allowed to mess with history at all. Like history has to happen naturally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there's still like some independent people out there who are trying to like manipulate time, which is why we have these time cops who are around to stop them.
Mm-hmm.
So that I felt that kind of deals with like some of the problems with time, like how do you know messing with time is going to make it worse, or but the thing that you do makes it worse, or like all these things about moral implications of time travel being used.
Well, yeah, because like if you change something to hopefully make for a better future, but like how do you know further down the line? It's like how do you measure what is better or worse for history, basically?
Yeah, that, and also like when you make things better for you, you also make things worse for someone else. And like, who gets to decide what is the correct way time should be?
Yeah.
So we decided that we just don't mess with time at all. Let it happen naturally, and whatever happens is what we have to go with as for our history.
Yeah. So yeah, no, we
I'm
can't
not
change
explaining it
things.
very well, but
Well, well, I think it
That's
is
why
just you can't mess with history as it was
Yeah.
or will be.
And yeah, so the time comes to go back to stop people from messing with it. And then you have to stop the Denisovians, who are kidnapping like famous scientists from time.
And so we would
Like Archimedes and Leonardo da Vinci and all them.
So to skip to probably like kind of like the ending part of it, we were going to have like the siege of Syracuse, where we were going to have we were going to go probably slightly silly too, but like with like mechs.
Oh yeah.
They'd be
like the Denisovians were the ones who were assaulting the Syracuse, and they have like this big wooden trireme that comes up and like transforms into a big mech.
With animal hides so it doesn't burn, and it has it'll have like one hand is like the mirror of Archimedes or whatever it's called that makes the heat ray.
Yeah.
And the other one's the hook or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like the Archimedes claw and everything. Like he has his own mech robot suit thing, or not suit, giant. What would you call it?
Mech suit or a Gundam.
Yeah, like his own giant robots thing that he's in. He's like, and I was like I saw that he was like with all these like levers and pulleys and things. He's like on like a bicycle thing. He's like all that trying to work like
bicycle.
An ancient technology sort of mech thing.
Well, yeah, that'd be the cool like aesthetic of it. It'd be like a modern like robots, but made out of antique things like wood and rope and hide.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the rocks, limestone rocks and things like that.
And it's like mirrors for his death ray thing.
Yeah.
So I'm actually kind of glad they didn't do anything with the Siege of Syracuse then.
All that much, yeah.
Like Disney, so.
But no, I feel like something like that in a regular movie that wasn't overstuffed, that would be the third act. Or in another Indiana Jones movie, that Siege of Syracuse would have been probably like a 30-second thing where they go into like this weird thing and it's like, did we really see what we saw? And then they come back again. Yeah. Sort of like how they ended the fourth one actually, where with the aliens.
Yeah.
We don't go to the alien place, we just sort of they show the alien thing happen.
Yeah, we don't go to the space between spaces.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe the Russian did, I don't know.
I think her head exploded or something.
Yeah, and does Indiana
got exactly what she wanted, all the knowledge of everything.
Oh yeah, her little head. But then I think his Ray Winston or whatever, his friend, I think he gets smashed by a rock as he is sucked into the in-between zone.
While he's trying to loot the place from all the valuables.
Yeah.
His own greed which trapped him.
And that is
like the same as the Mummy.
And that is the moral of Indiana Jones.
Same like the Mummy, where Brendan Fraser's friend gets trapped.
Oh yeah.
Trying to get all the gold.
Yeah.
He was killed by his own greed.
Doesn't work if you're dead. You can't spend it.
And also, Godzilla vs. Mothra, where the guys were like fighting over the case of money, and then Godzilla comes and smashes the building they're in. They were killed by their own greed.
Ah, yes. So yes, basically we made our own story, and it was better than this one.
Yeah.
Which is basically a fan fiction. Yeah, it's just a officially licensed fan fiction.
Alright, so yeah. Thanks for watching my review.
Thank you.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Do it.
What did you think about the Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny movie?
Do you like Sieges of Syracuse?
Do you want to see another ancient Roman movie? Do you,
look,
no.
It's Han Solo and Indiana Jones riding a Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's the most awesome thing ever. Oh, but here's something even more random. Now there's Optimus Prime riding on top of a dinosaur, on top of Indiana Jones, who's riding on top of a dinosaur, who's with Han Solo. This is the coolest thing ever, isn't it? Isn't our nostalgic past great?
Yeah.
Let's have more of it. And nothing new ever.
Okay.
Chaos. Chaos
Yes, that's it.
reigns.
Dinosaurs don't talk.
Neither do foxes.
No foxes talk.
What does the fox say?